Broadcasting across the U.S. and around the world. Good morning, radio friends, and welcome to another edition of the Retro Oldies Brunch. I'm your host, Vern Sherd. This week's showcase is a special music feature that previews the DJGreyhound Radio Groove that starts Memorial Day weekend. Covering the mid-60s through the late 90s, the Radio Groove 2-hour dance party features classic soul, disco, funk, and high-energy dance music. Today's showcase highlights various songs in the Radio Groove playlist with anecdotes and music history. During the showcase, we'll have our 3-of-a-kind music trivia, followed by a forgotten Radio Groove hit from our radio vault. We'll also have our long-distance dedication from one of our listeners. On this week's showcase, a group who reinvented their sound in the mid-70s and became the kings of disco, and a keyboardist of an international band who wrote songs for the king of pop. Now, on to the showcase. We'll start our Radio Groove showcase with the 1960s. Not to be confused with the original MTV VJ with the same name, this artist charted with this soul classic that features one of the best guitar hooks in rock and roll history. From 1966, here's But It's Alright by J.J. Jackson. And now we're up to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame group, who were primarily known for doing ballads during the late 60s and early 70s. Their career hit a slump, and Robert Stigwood, the head of RSO Records, had the group reinvent their sound and record music in the style that was gaining huge popularity in the US, namely disco. Their comeback song had one of the earliest uses of synth bass, a style that Stevie Wonder had just perfected. The song topped the pop charts in 1975, setting the stage for their huge pop music revival that led to the Bee Gees being crowned the kings of disco. Here's a song that started that revival, Jive Talkin. We're up to the song by an international disco funk band featuring a Czech, a Swiss, an Englishman, a Jamaican, and a couple of Americans. The Englishman was the band's songwriter and keyboardist Rod Temperton, a prolific songwriter, writing songs for the Brothers Johnson, George Benson, and the king of pop, Michael Jackson. Quincy Jones sought out Temperton to write Off the Wall, Rock With You, and Thriller. Temperton even wrote the spoken word part by Vincent Price in Thriller. Peaking at number 7 in 1978, here is Temperton and his band Heatwave with The Groove Line. And now it's time for our long-distance dedication. Alex from Massachusetts writes us, Hello, Vern. My name is Alex. I live in Boston, Massachusetts, and I'm emailing my long-distance dedication request for your radio show. Growing up, my sister Rachel and I loved listening to older Motown music, especially the Jackson 5 and Michael Jackson. We would mimic the Jackson 5's dance moves and sing along to the LPs on our record player. Sometimes we would invite our friends over and have dancing and singing battles. We all followed Michael's career as it took off and he became the world's biggest music superstar. My sister eventually got married and she and her husband moved to Florida. I stayed in Massachusetts and got a job as a delivery truck driver, eventually being promoted to head dispatcher. In 2009, I was on my way home from work when I heard the tragic news on the radio regarding the unexpected death of Michael Jackson. I was crushed as he had a final comeback tour planned that would never happen. I called my sister and we both cried over the phone. How could a performer who was loved by so many people suddenly leave us? The years have passed by, but I still think about the day in June when the world stopped turning for me and millions of Michael's fans. This summer, it will mark 15 years of Michael's passing, and I would like to dedicate a song to my sister, our friends that we had the music battles with, and all the fans who still hold Michael's memory in their hearts. could you please play Maybe Tomorrow by the Jackson 5? As the song goes, Michael is the book we all read each day. He is the song that we sing. Sincerely, Alex. Alex, thank you for your email and for sharing your story with me and all the listeners. Here is your long-distance dedication. That was Tracy Spencer, and that concludes this week's Retro Oldies Brunch special music feature, the DJGreyhound Radio Groove preview. The DJGreyhound Radio Groove Saturday night 2-hour dance party returns on May 25th at 8 p.m. Eastern with limited commercial interruptions. Whether you're having an evening barbecue, dinner party, game night, or poker night, tune in for some dance music from back in the day. Remember to connect with DJ Greyhound Radio on Facebook or LinkedIn so that you can receive notifications of our monthly schedule. Join us in 3 weeks as we highlight a year from the past with our regular showcase, The Year That Was. Until next time, radio friends, this is Vern Sherd saying, don't be afraid to aim high with your goals. Even if you come up short, you'll still end up at a better place. You're listening to DJ Greyhound Radio. Playing the hits of the 60s, 70s, 80s, and 90s.